displayed due to technical issue fever. We will still explain the material. So today we will present about humanistic theory. Before that, let me introduce ourselves from Unikomandela Birianti, student number 243005 as a moderator, and my friend.
My name is Cadet Pavadiani, my student number 243009, and I'm speaker 2.
My name is Nika Rupani, student number is 243007. I'm speaker 3.
My name is Nikada Cirigan Stakas, my student number 26, and now I'm speaker number 4.
My name is Monika Dewi, my student number is 2414, and I speaker 4. Sorry.
My name is Naswada Apriliana, my student number is 243029. I'm a speaker number 5.
Okay, let's start the presentation. Do you guys like humanistic theory, guys? Humanistic theory is a psychological perspective that views human as a conscious being with free will and innate potential for growth. Humanistic theory focus on subjective human experience, yaitu menekankan bagaimana seseorang merasakan hidupnya sendiri, bukan hanya apa yang bisa dilihat dari luar. The second, believe humans are inherently good, yaitu setiap orang memiliki potensi positif pada diri mereka. Third, highlight self-awareness and self-actualization, yaitu bahwa manusia terus berkembang untuk mencapai potensi tertinggi dalam mereka. Fourth, reject deterministic perspective, yaitu setiap orang punya pilihan dan kendali. Last is emphasizes authenticity, meaning, and development. Bagaimana seorang menjalani hidup yang bermakna. So, humanistic theory is a human active agent capable of shaping their life with purpose. So, next material will be presented by Parwa.
Okay, everyone, thank you for the time. I will explain about the pioneer of humanistic psychology. Number 1, Abraham Maslow. Maslow developed the hierarchy of needs, a motivational theory that classifies human needs into 5 levels. Number 1, psychological. Number 2, safety. Number 3, love and belonging. And number 4, esteem. 5, self-actualization. He argued that individuals are driven to fulfill these needs progressively, with self-actualization as the achievement of one's full potential. Number 2, Carl Roger. Roger introduced client-centered therapy, which expands empathy, genuineness or congruence, and unconditional positive reach in the therapy relationship. Key concept from Roger. Self-concept, how a person perceives themselves. Incongruence, a mismatch between self-concept and actual experience. And actualizing tendency, the intent drive to grow and develop. In the next material, it's about by Banjo.
Okay, thank you for the time. I will explain about reason my relevant may interrogate integrate experiential psychology into humanistic psychology, emphasizing the importance of freedom, responsibility, and meaning in human life. Key concept is one, experiential anxiety in natural part of life and can simulate growth, and two, individuals must have the grace to make choice and take responsibility for their life. And three, personal growth comes from facing and experiencing life challenge. Four, Victor Frankl, as the founder of Legal Free, facial experiencing and search for meaning as the primary motivation in human life. Key concept is people are free to choose their attitude toward suffering, and to meaning can be found through work, love, or they want face suffering. And three, and the last, existential experiences in the major issue in modern life, but it can be overcome by discovering personal meaning. It enough for me. Next time, Ganes.
Thanks for the introduction to me. Now I will explain application of humanistic theory. The first one, psychotherapy, is emphasizes empathy and additional action. The example, a therapist listen with empathy to help the client get confident. Number two, education. Education is focused on study, catered learner. Example, the teacher gives project based on student interest to boost creativity. Number three, organizational development is encourage leaders that super autonomy and grow. The example, manager that employees set career goal and progress mentoring. The last, personal development is highlight self-awareness and finding life meaning. The example, someone keep a journal to understand self and reach their goal. That's all about my presentation. I move to Desa. Thank you.
Thank you for the time. We will present material about traits of humanistic theory. Number one is holistic view of the individual. Is humanistic theory provide a comprehensive understanding of individual by considering their thought, emotion, subjective experience, rather than focusing solely on observable behavior. Number two, emphasis on personal growth and potential. If the theory highlights the innate human capacity for growth, self-improvement, and the relevance of one's full potential, fostering a positive and optimistic perspective on human nature. Number three, recognition of free will, personal responsibility. It stressed that individual possess free will and are responsible for their choice, empowering them to actively shape their own life. Number four, contributions to therapeutic practice. Is humanistic psychology has influenced therapeutic approaches that prioritize empathy, unconditional positive figures, and authentic therapeutics relationship there enriching the effectiveness of counseling. And last, focus on subjective experience is by valuing each person's unique perception and experience. The theory respect individual difference and promote a personal understanding of psychological well-being. So we'll be present.
material will be presented by Nazwa. Thank you for your time. Now I will explain about criticism of human theory. Criticism of human theory are first, lack of scientific objectivity. Many concepts within humanistic theory, such as self-actualization and peak experience, are difficult to define operationally and measure empirically, limiting their scientific validity. And the second is overly idealistic view of human nature. The assumption that humans are inherently good and motivated to work, grow may overlook the complexity of human behavior, including negative and destructive tendencies. Number third, ambiguity in foreign concept. Gay ideas like the meaning of life and self-actualization lack precise definition, which can hinder theoretical clarity and practical application. And number four, insufficient consideration of social and cultural factors. The theory tends to emphasize individual experience while underestimating the influence of social, cultural, and environmental context on behavior and development. The last is limit explanation for several psychopathology. Humanistic theory over minimal insight into the cause and treatment of serious mental disorder, which are better addressed by other psychological approaches. Thank you for the time. I will give back the time to the moderator.
I hope you guys understand what they say. Before we end the presentation today, any questions?
No question.
Thank you. So the conclusion from humanistic theory is humanistic theory provides a powerful lens for understanding human potential, emphasizing free will, personal meaning, and self-growth. Its influence in therapy, education, leadership, and personal development, encouraging people to pursue self-understanding and meaningful life. Although criticized for lacking scientific precision and being overly optimistic, humanistic psychology remains foundational in promoting mental well-being and positive growth. Ultimately, the theory reminds us that every individual has the capacity to grow, heal, and find purpose when supported by empathy and positive environment. Well, that's all the material explanation from us. We close with Santi. Oh, Santi, Santi, Santi.